Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's Javid Rather again here with you, and today the second and final lecture on Valediction forbidding mourning. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the setting, the introduction, and other related things with the poem. And in the previous lecture, we were done with the first five stanzas. As I have already told you, and you might have seen it yourselves, that it comprises of 36 lines of 4 lines each, which means in total there are 9 stanzas. Now moving on to the next part, we are to begin with the 6th stanza today. As you can see, the 6th stanza begins with, "Our two souls therefore which were one, though I must go, endure not yet. Our two souls therefore which were one, though I must go, endure not yet. A breach but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat." Now, as I have already told you that he had a very good command on vocabulary and he was a very clever poet. So that's why he's our two souls. That means the soul of John Donne and the soul of Annie, which were two, though I must go, endure not yet. That means before the marriage, it is a reference to their marriage. Before marriage, they were two souls, but now they are one. Though I must go, endure not a breach but an expansion. So, now because their two souls have become one, they beat one, and their thoughts are alike, and now they have joined together to become one. So a breach, but so there is no chance of breaching. There is no chance of any kind of void that gets created. A breach but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat. So he says when he leaves his wife, so it will not create a kind of void there, but when he compares it with the gold, when gold is beaten, so it expands. So definitely when there will be a distance between the two lovebirds, so the relationship will expand just like that gold. So the cleverness of the poet has to be seen here again, because why he has chosen gold, because gold is known for its durability and gold is known for its rarity. So again he talks first about the durability of his love and again the beauty of his love. So both the things are here, the aesthetics of the relationship and the durability of the relationship. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses. So now here we come to that striking point in the poem, which has been always talked about, the conceit of compass. What he says, if they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Now he compares himself and his wife to the two legs of the compass. To the two legs of the compass, as stiff twin compasses are. Thy soul, the fixed foot. Now, the legs of the compass, they are very stiff and firm. Thy soul, that means the soul of Annie, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do. Now it says that the beloved of John Donne, that is Annie, she is like the fixed foot of that compass, which moves only when the other does, which shows any kind of movement only when the other does. Otherwise it does not move. Now he will be in the coming stanza, that is the 8th and the last one, he will be further explaining and giving a fair explanation of what he has compared, because most of the critics are they are in a state of awe that how he has compared the relationship, such a romantic relationship, such a romantic scene, with a geometrical term. Now he says, if they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. That means the two souls, John Donne and Annie, they are like the legs of that compass. Thy soul, the fixed foot. The soul of John Annie is a fixed foot of that compass, makes no show, that it does not move on its own to move, but doth if the other do. It only moves when the other does. So this is the kind of spiritual love. This is the kind of spirituality that they have gained. Now, and though it is in the center sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and hearkens after it, and grows erect as that comes home. Now, what beauty this is! And though it in the center, sit. Definitely, when we draw a circle, that stiff foot has to be put in the center. So that's why it says, and though it in the center sit, yet when the other four doth move. So then we stretch that other leg. It is distant from the one that is firm in the center. It leans and hearkens upright. So the way that one of the legs stretches itself, the other, it just when that fixed foot, when that is in the center, the other one, when it, even if it wants to roam, even if it wants to move, it just leans and hearkens, that means listens to it, and grows erect as that comes home. But there is a time when this fixed foot has the power to bring that leg of the compass back to its original position. So this is the bond. That means even if they are apart, they are together. They are not far from each other. It is just that leaning. It is just that leaning. Leaning here has been referred to the distance that the poet has to travel. But the power of love is so strong and great that anyone can bring that guy, bring the poet back. And that's why he says that when he is far from his wife, so she may lean, she may be a bit far and grows erect, but when he comes home back, so that compass grows erect on its own again. Now such will thou be to me who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I began. So he, such will be thou to me. So you are like that stiff compass to me. That means Anidon is like that fixed foot of the compass to Chondan, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. So it runs only when the other leans, when the other stretches itself. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and definitely, until and unless that fixed foot, that one of the legs of the compass is not firm, so definitely the circle can't be the perfect one. So that's why it is necessary that that foot has to be firm. Thy firmness makes my circle just. So it is the firmness of the blood, it is the firmness of Anidon that makes the love circle of the two lovebirds just. That means fair and perfect, and makes me end where I began. And that means it is that firmness, it is that what we can say perfection, that John Donne comes back to the place, he reaches back to the stage where from he had begun. Now this is about the paraphrasing. The spiritual kind of love he's trying to project in the poem. And if you see the very note of the poem, when he says that when he wants, even if you go to the title, a valediction forbidding mourning, so definitely because he has written it for his wife, so definitely there is love, but the love of spiritual kind. And how we get to know about that? Why? Because he talks about, if you can see in the fourth stanza, dull sublunary lovers his love. So he does not compare his love with the love of the trivial people. He talks about the higher love. He talks about the love where the spirits are same, where the thoughts are same, and where their minds are same. So definitely this is there is the love of the theme of love is embedded in the poem, and you can find it through many lines over here. Just like when he says, but we by a love so much refined that ourselves know not what it is, assured of the mind, careless eyes, lips, and hands to miss. And he also talks about the dull sublunary lovers his love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. Not only does he project love, but he brings on a comparison between the trivial love and the spiritual one. So this is the theme that is embedded there and that you can find there. And then there is the theme of death. that you can find that in the very first stanza, as virtuous men pass mildly away. So the theme of death has been projected very well by the poet. The acceptance of the death, and what we can say, how death should be like, and how death has to be resonated. So these are the things that have been discussed in the very first stanza, as virtuous men pass mildly away. So he talks about how the virtuous and sacred people die. And then there is the theme of what we can say, as we have theme of love, there is theme of spirituality in the poem. And we can see over and on, but we can see that the poet has tried to intermingle and juxtapose many themes into it, and that's how you can find it. And now moving on to the second issue, that is the use of images and conceits in the poem. Now, because in the introductory lecture I have told you about the power of the conceits, and if we go by this poem, the strongest ever conceit that he has used is undoubtedly the compass. Now, what he says, if they be two, they are two, so as step-driven compasses are two. Now, he well defines their romantic relationship by the dint of that geometrical equipment, by the dint of that geometrical instrument, compass. And this is not very simple. This is very terse, and this is very tough. And not only should we praise John Donne for bringing in the compass over here, but justifying this comparison, and he well justifies it. So the twin compasses are two, the soul, the fixed foot. So this is how he does it, how he explains. And as I have already explained this comparison of the compass, so this is the power of the conceit. And again, not only this, if you will see, there are some images that have been used in the beginning, or what we can say, just like floods, tempests. So here he talks about that the ravage of the weather, the ravage of the seasons, and he talks about the power of the nature, and he talks about what we can say, just like here, moving of the earth brings harms and fear. So these are the images, powerful imagery has been employed to make home the readers the real concept of the poem. And then there are image dull sublunary versus love. So this, inventing this word, bringing it in here, and then employing it, it needs talent. And kudos goes to the poet for using it and then justifying it over here. And this is again the power of imagery. Whether you go by this line, dull sublunary versus love, or whether you go by tear flood, sigh tempests, whether you go by this stiff twin compasses, and then fixed foot, these are all images. And then you can see how well he's investing the words, making use of the words. So all in all, it all makes this poem what we can say, good in imagery, good in conceits, and good in themes. I hope you like it. Thank you very much, and drop your comments and share your feedback on 8491851109. I repeat, 8491851109. Thank you. Have a nice day.